Hello again, Les. Rebecca here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, Day 8. Here is the lovely sketch, one 4x4 photo. I have a larger photo. This was from She Loves Color. Friday we went and had lunch and this was such the best lunch ever. It was a BLT and a broccoli and cheese soup. It was really good. So our sketch is by Jackie Ashton, who is at Jackie Scraps 2025. We've got some fun mixed media going on, some paper strips, some circles, and all kinds of fun things. So, Sam, are you going?
Yeah, I'm going to work.
All right, I love you. I'll see you when you get home. Sorry, guys. My son's leaving for work. I've got this whole little montage of words are hard. Hip kits from several years ago and some She Loves Color things and just all kinds of fun stuff in there. So we're going to use those as well. It's going to be kind of a fun little layout. Things that I'm going to pull in is sewing thread, epoxy pieces, stamps. I got to figure out something from my random drawers. Texture paste and ink spray. So I've got the iridescent glaze from Vicky Booten. I picked this up in October of 2019 from Tuesday Morning. I missed that store. So hopefully the shelf life on this stuff is good because, well, it's 2025, so it's still good. So there you go. Shelf life intact. So what I'm going to do, and I've got these from my paper pack stash, so let's trim this guy to 12 inches, and this is just a basil fig swirl, so not white. I thought that would work pretty darn good. Trim that off. And when I don't want to use a stencil or anything like that, but I do want to use texture paste or just have a really fun, cool effect on the background, I'm just going to come in and, oh, it's not. Never mind. I thought it was going to do something, but it's not. Okay, so use your stuff. Although that's pretty much used up, which is why it dried. So that's sad for all parties involved. Let's try this gold glaze. I cleaned all of my mixed media products out, so hence why you're seeing some. Now this is press and seal. We're gonna see. Okay, it's moving in there, but like that's hard right there. Oh, what? Okay, that was bought in December of 2019, so it is going to be very thick because it is drying. So, where's the sketch? So where that's going to go, I am just going to lay down a nice layer. Okay. And we are going to use as much as we can of this because this ain't, next time I open it, it's not going to be good. So this is going to take, well, I don't know, it might take some time to dry, but then again, it might not. Right? So we're just going to lay that right in there. And we'll turn it. We're not going to go any farther than that, though, over. So we're just going to try to dig as much of this out as possible. I know that looks, it is a lot, trust me. So if it looks like a lot, it's because it's a lot. But at least it will be used. I will feel better about myself, not have wasted it, and get it on a layout. So this will probably have to dry over the next couple days. It's actually, it might not. It's actually so dry that, as you can see, it's scuffing in there, which I'm actually digging that. So we're just going to get this down. I'm going to make some squishes in there. So this, we're just going to take and wipe off that excess. It'll stay wet for kind of a moment because I do have an idea of something that I want to do. But I just got to get this cleaned up because, you know, usually this stuff is very fluid and easily, you know, manipulated. So it takes a while to dry. But this stuff, as you can see, not the case. So I'm going to go ahead. Let's leave those up. We're going to throw this away as well. I mean, it only cost me $2.99 6 years ago. I felt like probably got me use out of it. All right, let me grab some stamps. Some fun mixed media stamps. Let's see if I can find them real quick. So this will also take care of our, so that took care of the paste. Boom, and now the stamp. Grab my little stamp block. And I'm going to squish the stamp into the paste. Okay, so we just got it on there. We're just going to come in and we are just going to squish it in there, and it's going to create this very fun textured look all over the layout. Okay, we're getting too much. Poor little stamp block. Now we just need to clean it off somewhat. Come back in and you actually got to really push. You got to really want it on these drier spots. Okay. Then once it gets filled up, you got to take it off. Let's go back in and do that. That must be really thick right there. So we're just going to carefully peel that up. I shouldn't have done that. Okay. Let's just squish it down. We use our fingers too. All right. Oh, we're gonna have to clean that off. But how fun is that? Okay, so we've got that because the picture and the other layers are gonna kind of go right in this general area. I would actually like to get one more right down here. And just, this has been such a mixed media faux pas weekend, you guys. If you watched the video where my Nuvo exploded, that scared me. Alright, so I've got this down. As you can see, our fun mixed media is all dry. I did let it dry over the week, so we are now a week later here, hence the nail change. Sometimes you guys comment on them. I don't know. So we are going to do some embellishing, but I did get that all down, and I did start with our title here. Everything ended up being a little bit higher than I planned, and that's okay. We're gonna go with it. But we also need to make sure that all of this is getting stuck down, because it's not. But I do want to come in with let's see. That one's got bats on it. I need So what I'm looking for is a grounding. Okay, so like, because we're going to have a cluster there, a cluster here, and then we're going to do a cluster here. But I need to get a base there, right? So we're going to come in and we're going to start popping this in. So this is a little coffee cup with some flowers popping out of it. And we've got a little kitty just napping. He may or may not make it completely on the page. I think we're going to take the little foxy poo. I'm going to cut his tail off right there. I'm going to stick him up here. I could come in with the little tail like under here. No, we're just don't force things. I have to remind myself of that sometimes. Like don't try to force it. Yeah. So we get that little guy there. We're gonna come in. Oh. Boop boop. Okay. See, this one should fit. It's from my one of the flares, right? I just didn't use the three that's stuck there. I do have October. I would like to get that popped up as well. And I have different layers and dimensions of flare so that it just adds a little bit more interest, right? So these are tabby dots, Spiegel Mom scraps. I actually don't know if she still sells this stuff. I know that the sequin side of the business, I mean, what's left is left, and you can still purchase some. But at the end of the day, that has been closed, and there will be no like new sequins, which is sad. But we do understand the reasoning behind. And that happened several months ago, so we're going to put October here. I'm going to put it there. No, yep, let's go here. Because this was in October. And let's go ahead. We still have some fun foam that doesn't have any adhesive on it, because I brought the wrong foam, but you know what, it still worked. I just had to use a little extra adhesive. This one says grateful. I was grateful for the fun day that we had. So I'm gonna put that there. I do have these guys, and these are all super old from a very, very, very old book club. Not book club, hip kit club. Ooh. This says fall, and actually, let's see, what is today? Today is the 8th, so in 3 weeks I will be with these girls again. We will be in Florida, living our very best life. We're going to Disney, and I am so excited. So if you know anything, you know that I did not have the best first marriage, and I wasn't allowed to do those things. He was just a very, very jealous person, and couldn't bear to think that, you know, I was probably out cheating on him. Fun fact, he was the one that had the affair and whatever. So, but I have a much better life now. And so like these past couple years, I've just been doing lots and lots of girls trips, and it just means the world to me. So we are going to have so much fun. I've got my, I'm flying in, so they're picking me up, so I cannot wait to see what they do at the airport. But I've got to pack all my takeaways, right? So I'm taking gifts, and we're going to Epcot, and we're going to drink around the world. I have totally ruined these, but so I've got us a hangover kit. So I hope they don't see that. But it's really cute. Everybody gets their own. All right, I'm gonna bring this little pink one in here, and let's bring a brown one in. Okay. Just using our stash a little at a time. So that's family meal time, was just funny to me. Awesome Autumn, and then we can come in with, let's see, let's do, I am going to have to use that, move that, but it'll be fine. So we're going to do L. And do U. And then didn't realize we were going to have to move both of them, but that's all right. In C, and then H, and we'll just come in and so lunch, and we're going to do T, I, M-E is what we're going for here. Lunchtime. It's very rare, you guys, that I actually use letter thickers. So we've got lunchtime on there, so a little bit of a misdirect on where we've put our title. I'm going to show you the sketch one more time as my OCD kicks in and I have to put things back and keep organized. And then, so instead of this little guy up here, I moved it down here. I know that the sketch calls for that. I just felt like there was too much space down here. So I'm just going to push that down. I'm going to trim these guys off. We are almost done. Again, I'm super excited. I am still in February. We're headed into the last week of February, but I'm in the second week of March. So that does, give me the good feels. And let's put some of these little buttons on. And let's bring that guy right there. Okay. Well, I didn't actually do my stuff, so we might be able to come up with those in just a minute. We're going to go, I'm going to use up these three blue dots, and we're going to put one by each of the buttons, because for some reason I left three small ones. And this color, so we're just going to go ahead and rectify that situation right there. Okay. And then the next thing we have to do is I need sewing thread. I don't need epoxy because those are epoxy dots. Boom. And my little black drawers, which means I need to grab something, which will do this and this. Just for some texture in the background, I'm going to go ahead and do 1, 2, and 3. I do 3 pulls, I clip it, and I make one tangled mess, right? And then we're going to stick this right there, and I'm going to put a button over it. So I'm just going to find a button in a color that goes with what we've got going on here. So I've really been using up my button stashes, and that will give us the 3. So I'm going to put one there, we're going to put one here and here. I'm going to do that off screen so I don't, like, you know, waste any more of your life. So give me a minute and I'll be right back. Alright, so we've got the nestled thread there, the nestled thread there with a button on top along with the one that we did together. I did take just a Staedtler pin, and draw a sketchy line around the outside because I thought that kind of solidified it. When I've got a lot going on in the mixed media and all that fun stuff, I do like to, if I haven't bordered the page, I like to go ahead and draw the border on because I feel like it contains everything in there, right? So from our fun stash killing, and I've been doing it to every layout thus far, and it's feeling really good to watch the things slowly, very slowly on some of them, but getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Like I've went through 2 6x6 paper pads so far this year, and I have, I think, like maybe 5 pages left from the 2. But they were brand new when January 2025 started. So I'm like, okay, that's great. We're going to keep that up, right? So, sewing thread, I had, as you see when I threw that container out, I had 2 of those that were chocked full. Now I've just got what's left in that one. The other one's still full, but that's something I will replenish with colors that I use. I'm trying to use these, you know, off-white, color like that I don't really use. So things like that are actually coming in and getting smaller and smaller and just creating room and using up stash. I've actually paused my scrap room kit until I can get through some of these bins because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cubes, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 shelves full of collections that need to be used. And if I keep bringing stuff in, I'm never going to force myself to use the old. So that's what we're talking about. So for using the stash, we've got the thread here, here, and here. The epoxy pieces are, fun fact, just those little bitty epoxy enamel dots. That's what I call epoxy, as enamel. The stamp, you remember I used that in the beginning, and I stamped into our mixed media. From the black drawers was the buttons. Paste is what I stamped into, and then the ink spray is what I splattered around, so you can see some of that in there as well. So that makes me feel good. That is another sketch and layout done. And just kind of going through because, like I said, in a little bit over a month from current time of me filming this, we will be taking probably thousands of photos in Florida. So, and I've got all kinds of photos that I'm still trying to work my way through, but I get tired of doing the same thing over. So if you've noticed, I kind of went through, I do an organization. So I've got this little container and it's marked. Also found some very old Disney of my son and his brother. It's his half brother. But so, like, you know, not everything is the same. We move into different stuff. Sometimes it was like I was kind of working on getting stuff, but then we go back and forth. So that's kind of fun, just to keep me on my toes, keep myself interested, right? All right, don't forget to check everybody else out. There will be playlists down below. I am sorry that I rambled and waffled on for quite some time. I will see you guys later with another video. Bye.